My name is Michael. This is a testimony about something that just recently happened to me and a healing that I received that I believe was miraculous. About a year and a half ago, I became afflicted with an insomnia that was so severe that I became completely debilitated very soon. I could only get a little bit of sleep each night. I was never able to catch up, and it just accumulated and accumulated until I eventually began to lose the ability to perform even basic tasks. My faculties began to break down. I went to every kind of doctor. I went to endocrinologists, sleep specialists. I went to psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors. I tried every kind of medication. Nothing worked, and in fact, the medications only made the problem worse. I had MRIs of my head. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. I had every kind of medical test, and there was no solution. There was no solution that was becoming apparent. And this went on for about a year and a half. I lost my job. I was completely unable to do anything. All I would do all day is sit there in kind of a stupor with my head just feeling like it was just being soaked in acid. It was so tormenting because my body just wasn't healing. And some days I couldn't even walk. I couldn't drive. And then eventually what happened one day, I had been praying about it this whole time. I had been praying for God to release me from this suffering, even if it meant death. I was praying even for death, any release from the suffering at all. And one day I was at church, and I was just standing there. There was a bunch of people standing there, maybe about 60 or so people standing in the back of the church, waiting for the Mass to begin. And a woman came in the church, and she came through the crowd of people and walked straight up to me. And she stood there looking at me, and I turned and I nodded my head at her, and she said, without any greeting, she just said, "I know a priest who has the gift of healing. Do you want to be healed?" And I said, "Yes, I do want to be healed." And she said, "Then let me give you this information." And she gave me the phone number of a priest by the name of Father Peregrine, who's the head of an organization called International Compassion Ministries. And she said that he had the gift of healing, that God hears his prayers, and that he responds with healing for those whom he wills to heal. So I called him, and I left a message with one of his assistants, who told me that she would ask Father Rookie to pray for me. That same week, the previous day, I should mention, I had also attended a healing mass in honor of Saint Peregrine, the patron saint of cancer patients. And I had also anointed myself with the oil of Saint Peregrine. And that same week, I contacted Father Rookie, and his assistant assured me that he would pray for me. That day, I slept like I hadn't slept in a year. And ever since then, it's been a couple of months now, I've been sleeping better than I've ever slept in my entire life. The problem has completely gone away. I'm applying for jobs again. I've gotten my life back completely. And I believe that it was that, because it had been a year and a half. I'm sure that some doubters out there will say it was just a coincidence, but for it to happen at that time, I don't think it was a coincidence. It was like that very same week. I didn't gain the ability to sleep back on that same day completely, but it came back like partially that day, and then by the time that week was up, I was sleeping perfectly again. So if anyone else out there would like to contact him, Father Rookie's number is area code 708-748-6279. Again, that's 708-748-6279. And his name is Father Peter Rookie. Last name spelled Rookey. And he's the head of an organization called International Compassion Ministries. If anyone is suffering from any kind of physical or spiritual ailment, I urge you to call him because I believe that that's what healed me.